Everything on earth has a purpose, a reason, a why, to why they give to the world and provide. It's not anything to do with an end goal, but why they constantly give to the world. So how can you use your why to impact the world and change it like you first found it? How do you find your why? What is your why as a writer? What up everyone, and welcome back to my channel where I teach you to embrace your well-being of evoking writing. And I've been really looking into this topic about like finding your why and finding your mission as a writer, and it's actually really important because it's kind of like your reason behind why you do this. Why do you get out of bed every morning to write for people and to put your voice out to the world? Your why is really like your mission, right? It's like, why do you do all of this? Why do you write? People want to know, what's your story? What is your mission? What do you want to bring to the writing space? What is something about your writing that just speaks to people and digs into their hearts? And with that first step, our first step is to have a story. Like, what is your story, your creation story? What got you to this point? Write it down. Just maybe you have a bullet journal, like you just write out your full story, or you can even use like an Evernote. There's this exercise, it's actually called the future, present, and past me exercise. I've actually been doing this exercise on Evernote and it's quite amazing. So you basically do 3 sections. You do a past me. What is my story that happened to me in the past? It can be good and bad, just everything that you can think of that kind of impacts how you became a writer. And make sure you do the present me. What do I want? What am I doing right now? What do I want to do right now? What is going on right now? And then the future me. The future me is, what is my dream life? What do I want to achieve in my life? And what do I want to set out from my life? So have a creation story. Your story is why you got to this point. It's your timeline, it's your journey. People want to see where you started. They want to see that proof that you've struggled and you've been through stuff. So that story is crucial. Want to see your story. People love stories. Something about humans, they're just drawn into narrative. So just be sharing your story. And it really depends on what kind of storyteller you are. Maybe you are that person who just wants to share everything and throw it all up. Maybe you do a blog post, a full blog post about your story, and that's it. And you kind of just do minor storytelling throughout your whole writing. Or you could progressively do that. So you just share it, you put your blog post, your content writings out there, and as you write, you kind of share your story throughout, kind of like a progression, like a story. It really depends on how you do it. But personally, for me, like, I am still learning this. I personally don't know the best one. It really comes down to your type of writing. What do you feel like is gonna suit you best? Do you want to just throw it all up, throw up your whole story in one thing, and then kind of just as you write, just share stories along the way? Or do you want to just progressively share it? Yes, it comes down to that. Just do what works for you. I'm gonna be honest with you, I don't know everything. I'm still learning this. I'm still figuring this out. And I'm just gonna come from a place of honesty, authenticity, and vulnerability, because, yeah, people want to see that journey. And it's okay to suck. It's okay to say you don't know. It's okay to say, I don't know everything, because that's real. Realness and authenticity and being raw is what people want to see at the end of the day. They don't care about if you know stuff, if you know all this, you know this, you struggled, because you need that proof first. You need that proof, you need that story, and you need that journey. And through that journey, it helps people. The next step is think about something that you just love to write about. You could literally sit down and write about it for hours, a topic that you're interested in, a persistent interest. And a lot of people are like, what? I need to find my passion, right? I need to find my passion. I need to find that passion, boy. Like, isn't that what I'm supposed to do? No, you need to find a persistent interest first. A lot of writers, creators, people who loves to do something, they look after their persistent interest. They don't look for a passion, they look for an interest. An interest is something you love to do. You just do it for hours and hours, and you're just drawn into it, and you just get shocked at the time, what time it is, because you're just so interested in it. And then once you develop that interest, once you're interested, you love this, you develop a passion for it, because passion is short term. It's something that it just clicks in your head and then it can fade away. Interest is something that stays with you for a very long time. And if you have a passion and an interest, it's going to stick with you for the rest of your life, because it's something you love to do and it's something you're passionate about. You have such a love for it, and it sings. Every time you do it, you just sing. So find that thing you love to write about specifically, but try to niche it to at least one specific thing as best as you can. The biggest trap that writers fall into is that they want to write about a million of their writing passions. They have millions of writing interests that they want to write about. And the reason why this never ends up working is because, one, if you try to appeal to everyone, you try to appeal to every group, you try to appeal to all your interests, you're going to appeal to no one. So there's a really simple way to solve this issue. There's actually two things. One is, think about it in your head. Am I good at this? The next one is, this is an exercise, more exercises. It's called the Ikigai philosophy. There's this philosophy called the Ikigai, and it's where there's 4 different things that you look for, and this kind of figures out your purpose in life. So it's something you love to do, like we said, something you can get paid for, something that the world needs, and something that you're good at. And if you find all 4 of those, write each of them down. Of course, that's to appeal to writing. What is something in each of those stuff that appeals to your writing that you do, and stuff like that, and see those connections. Where do they connect? And wherever they connect, you found your interest. But if there's multiple of them, write each of them down and give them at least 1 month and try each of them out and see your place in the writing space. That rhymed. Find your place in the writing space. But yeah, that's how you do it. Niche yourself down to one thing, because people want to see you as an expert, and if they see you as an expert, that's valuable, and people will look to you. And if you are so good at this, and you know what you're good at, you know what you love, who would want to read your stuff? Who would want to read your writing? This comes into the next step. Who are you writing for? You need to know who you're writing for. What is your audience? So let's get into give an example. For example, if you are a writer that's heavily invested into going green and being eco-friendly, and how to be like a content writer who's into going eco-friendly, who would want to read that? Maybe it's people who want to be more frugal. Maybe it's people who want to be vegetarian. Maybe it's people who just care about the environment and they want to support your mission. You need to know who you're writing for, so that you serve them best, and that they always are getting that consistent value from you every time. And with that interest, figure out what is common pitfalls and problems that is going on in that group. What do they want? What do they need? What is something that's going to help that group step it up and bring a whole other intervention into that group? And through that, you're going to fill in the gaps that are needed in that group and kind of mend there's adversities and kind of fix the common problems that they're facing. And that's how you're really going to serve your audience. You're going to write about things, for example, eco-friendly. You can write about common stuff that people aren't talking about, stuff that need to be talked about, so that they can kind of perfect that group. The final thing is, think about the transformation aspect. What will people come out of this? How will their life be impacted in a positive way? So with that eco-friendly analogy, coming back to that, after they read your stuff, how is that going to impact their life? How are they going to use that as a call to action to be more eco-friendly and make their life a more sustainable and livable lifestyle that helps them, helps the planet, helps people, helps animals, and just makes them live a happier life? Think about how can you transform people's lives and impact them, because people want their lives to be impacted and to be transformed in a positive way. So for example, let me take you through mine. I don't want to go into my whole story because that's going to be an hour, but let's get into this. Growing up, I loved writing. I wrote more than I even spoke sometimes growing up. Writing was my song. It was my heartbeat. And I could sculpt my life on a page, even though I couldn't really speak it. And it was incredible. And my biggest supporter, my female medical teacher, she helped me to become my own person. She helped me to be a better writer. She helped me to be a better speaker, and helped me to have a relentless love for medicine. And the reason why is because I struggled with who I was. A lot of stuff went down in my life, a lot. And hopefully in the future I might do some storytime vids that just goes over my life, because a lot of stuff went down. But the number one thing I struggled with was who I was. I had social anxiety and I had depression, and I just had a self-identity crisis. I had an imposter syndrome. I didn't know who I was. I didn't know what shaped me. And writing was my way of just letting all of that go. I loved the content writing space. I loved the blogging space, and everything just about writing online and just sharing your writing online is just so fulfilling, because yes, I just loved writing on a page and I just like doing poetry and all of that, but I wanted to take it further. I love just the blogging, content writing, online writing world. It's just so cool. I feel like it's kind of under talked about. It's not really something people care about. It's something that people just think they read and it's okay, but I feel like people can really open this up into a whole nother world, especially on certain platforms like Twitch. I want to bring writing to platforms that need it, like Twitch. Writing on Twitch is almost dead, and I want to change that. I want to bring writing to a space that needs that attention. My audience is not just writers, because I realize that's way too broad. There's so many writers out there. There's beauty writers, there's songwriters, there's just cooking writers, so many writers. And I really personally feel like I'm really doing well with it, with the content writing and the blogging and the just writing online and sharing your value online in a writing format. I feel like that's where I stand. And my audience are content writers and bloggers who are just stuck, who need that extra push. They need to know about the business. They need to know how to market themselves, how to be their own person, how to embrace who they are and find who they are and find their value, find their mission and what they want to bring to the content writing space that's missing. And that's how you're truly going to grow and you're truly going to impact your readers. So my mission statement, my mission, embrace your well-being in evoke writing, basically means I help content writers how to embrace who they truly are and evoke that in their writing, evoke who they are as a writer and be themselves at all times, because I struggled with who I was for a very long time. And that's another thing. I feel like content writers and just creators in general should have a mission statement, because people rally behind a mission and they rally behind a purpose. And a mission statement is just basically, a 6 to 7 word memoir of what your content means, in just 6 to 7 words. That easy, right? And the best way to make a mission statement, it's basically started off with something very global, like what do you want the whole world to be like, and then something very, very that highlights your writing. So for example, embrace your well-being. I want the whole world to be embracing their best version, embrace who they truly are in their best way. And the second part is evoke writing. I help them evoke writing, which is the goal of my content, to help content writers. Hopefully I can help people not struggle as much as I did and fail as much as I did. And maybe if this writing content thing just fails, which I'm probably pretty sure this is never gonna fail because I've written for all my life, but if I do make a pivot, embracing your well-being will stick to me. Embracing who you truly are will always stick to me, because I struggled with who I was for a very long time, and I want to help people find who they are and be themselves. And yeah, but I'm pretty sure writing's gonna stick to me, because yeah, it's basically been my life for like 16 years. I'm 16. No joke, I'm probably gonna use my own quote that I just said in this video, find your place in the writing space. That quote is perfect, and it just came out of nowhere, because find your place, because like you're finding who you are in the writing space. It's so perfect. To die tomorrow, what impact would you have on the world as a writer? What do you want? Is this something really small or something really global? But Yup, yes, yes. Thank you for spending your time with me, hanging out with me, chatting with me. If you want to join a group of writers, sadly still growing, that wants to embrace who they are and just help each other and just support each other, please join our Discord. It is a space that is growing slowly but surely. And yeah, if you even want to even read my blog, I just started my first medium plug that goes over my entire story. Scary, I know. But don't forget to embrace your well-being and evolve writing. Click the next video to keep on learning. I don't know which way it is, but I'll see you in the next one. I think the next one might be like how to find your niche as a writer. But yeah, I'm kind of doing a redo of the old one. I kind of want to redo it, but I'll see you in the next one. Bye.